Alright, I watched this video earlier and I want to do a reaction to it. I'm not going to actually play it all the way through. I'm going to, like I would normally do before speaking on it, I want to actually stop and go as we're going through to specifically target certain things that have been said. And by no means is this about me standing up for Dr. Umar. This is about me standing up for a movement that I believe has been helping children, is helping children, and has the potential to continue helping children. The reason I say that is because even though that school is not up and running, the impact this man has made on the conscious community has upped the bar. And I think a lot of people hate him for that, right? A lot of these dudes that was running the so-called conscious community, the females that they had in their face praising them, all of a sudden started looking at them sideways when Dr. Umar came in. And they felt pressure to do more. Because a lot of the stuff that was going on, like the African Diaspora News channel that this guy is a part of, I feel like that was inspired by Dr. Umar's movement. I don't expect them to ever say that, but that channel, opening up that channel seems to be an upgrade from what he was doing before. And I believe that was inspired by the movement that Dr. Umar was on. Nevertheless, I've never heard Dr. Umar say anything out of alignment of what he is doing. And that is what I want to get into. I hear this guy here speaking on it, giving his opinion, and I want to give my opinions on his opinion. Mainly because he's not giving his opinion as if it's an opinion. He's giving it as if it's facts. And that makes me look it makes me look at him a little differently. I respect the African Diaspora News channel that they have going on. I don't know what has happened to it. I haven't heard anything from it. This the first I've heard of the guy, and this is on his personal podcast. I don't know what happened to the African Diaspora News thing that they got going on. Maybe they just strictly keeping it on their website. I don't know. I didn't want to join the website because or the app, because they charging you, and I'm like, how is it that YouTube can give you all this stuff for free and still make money, but y'all can't come up with a way to share your app with your people without charging them? And then if you're charging them, where's that money going? Like, are you not reinvesting that money into the community? On top of that, I've heard this guy say he wants to retire. You want to retire from helping your people? I don't know of any people that help their people intentionally out of love say that they want to retire from doing that. Farrakhan's still out there doing it, still working. I mean, I just don't see myself saying I want to retire from helping my people. That seems more like the mindset of a colonizer. Caucasian culture. Caucasians want to retire because they spend their lives working to the benefit of someone else. It's understandable that they want to retire from that. But when you're living your purpose, doing something you love, how we're meant to live our lives on this planet, you ain't thinking about no retirement. And so that alone, I mean, just, I'm going to get in. And another thing about Dr. Umar, I reached out to him about my daughter. I hadn't donated or none of that stuff, but I reached out to him about my daughter and her school situation. And when I explained what was going on, he was like, that's crazy. Here's what you need to do. Do this, that, and the third. Gave me straight helpful advice. No questions asked. It was, I could tell he was doing it because he cared for the child. It was about the child. It wasn't about nothing me and him had going on. He helped the child. And that's what it's supposed to be about. And even though after that he was like, nah, anything else I need you to donate and stuff like that, or pay for the service. I can understand that, because I can imagine this dude is helping thousands, if not millions, of people doing this thing. So the work he has put in without the school up and running is enough for me to say, hey, this man deserved them donations he getting. Because he's doing more for that help he gave me is more help than any black man has ever given me throughout my entire life. And I don't hate black men, right? I love my people. So this ain't coming from no place of bitterness or nothing like that. It's just the fact. That help he gave me was more help from a black man than I have ever received from life. And all he did was give me advice on how to navigate the school system with my daughter. That's it. Like, the black people, the black men that I dealt with throughout my life, well, my uncle, in my family, I ain't had number like 2 uncles, but they lived in different cities, if not different states. So I wasn't around them much. And then one died, so the one that I was closest to died, so he couldn't really help me much. Other dudes were not even, had the age of being an adult but did not act like adults. So I did not disrespect them, but I did not respect. There was nothing they could do for me. There was nothing they could teach me, because they was moving no differently than the kids I was around were moving. When I got older and started trying to get into community activist groups, I met my fair share of scammers calling themselves trying to help their community, but really just trying to exploit. And so I'm well aware of how scammers move. And like I said, this is not about me trying to stand up for Dr. Umar. It's very possible that he could take that money and run off with it, because a lot of the stuff that he's being put through, not many have the strength to go through that. But I'm gonna play it and get into it.
Now, I know a lot of people are hearing a lot of this stuff with Dr. Umar Johnson. It last, he has come out that they're going to auction off those buildings that he has for a so-called school that he never opened. But 10 years...
The shade is crazy. The personal, he's making it seem personal already. He's making it seem personal already.
Ago, I had made a commentary about him after his debacle he had with this so-called conscious stripper person, and I had interviewed her, after all of that, and I asked him, "Hey, you want to come on and talk about it?" He didn't want to say nothing about it, but after the fact.
And that sounds like the reason why he's giving all the shade, because Dr. Umar didn't want to talk to him about the stripper situation. Why would he want to talk about the stripper situation? He got played by the stripper, according to him. It's I believe he definitely has a weakness for women, but at least it's women of his community, because most of these people in high positions of influence in the black community are getting played by women of other communities in much worse ways. I mean, they giving these other communities millions getting played by. So I understand Dr. Umar has a weakness for women. You know what I'm saying? And he seems to be trying to work on that. I understand that's a weakness. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. Growing, like, the females from the hood, the streets. I used to be, and still is in some ways, attracted to them because of the passion and the pain that they have gone through. The passion that they can bring into a relationship because of the pain that they have gone through. And being the type of dude who feels like I can help them heal. And in doing that, build a stronger bond with them because of that. So I was attracted to them for that reason. So I can understand where Dr. Umar comes from, dealing with these females that are a bit of a risk, are a bit dangerous. But that does not take away from what he is doing for these kids. So to speak on that and not really come with any facts and proof and stuff like that of him doing any kind of wrongdoing is crazy.
That I made this video 10 years ago, and now you find out 10 years later, no school, not a single child in there. Now you know that a lot of paperwork has been out that
no school and not a single child in there. You know there's a school. There is a school. The child is not in there, of course, but there is a school.
He's getting charged the vacant building fees, because the building is considered vacant, especially if you don't have a certificate of occupancy, is considered vacant, okay? So what I want to do tonight, I want to play that video I made 10 years ago. Now, I can get further into, that situation, how, I know that he's lying to y'all just from the fact.
He can get into that situation and how he knows that the dude is lying. That's a bold statement not to be backing up with the facts and not to get into it. Why would you say that and not get into it? But let's continue and see what he brings in on his argument.
He been knowing this situation going on. He hasn't paid bills for years, but yet he's gotten so much money. And
where are the facts that this man hasn't been paying no bills? And he say he hasn't been paying bills for so long. Where are the facts? What's all this he say, she say? Sound like they're just regurgitating within their own community. talking about this man behind his back type stuff. Why are we not seeing paperwork? If y'all are really doing y'all due diligence on this man and getting this information together, why are y'all not showing the facts? Why is y'all trying to tear this man down? Because there has been real scammers out there that I don't hear y'all talking about. Like I said, I believe it's pure hate, man. It's like this man has upped the bar. He has upped the bar on the conscious community. And they don't like him for it. That's what it seems like.
That's what bothers me about the situation is that the community really believed in him to try to open up a school for the children, and he just took it as a long-term hustle, hotel hustling, as I said in the particular video. So go ahead and check out this video, and what I said 10 years.
Just saying stuff like it's facts, and you ain't bringing no proof.
Years ago, and now you understand that why I've never really been a fan of him. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Does Blue Chew really work? Bro, the first month is...
I said 10 years ago, and now you understand that why I've never really been a fan of him. Let's go ahead and check that out. About maybe a few weeks ago or so, we had the conscious stripper on the Advice Show radio show. Now, the reason that she came on the show was to put what she had to say out there and to see if it matches up with Umar Johnson, what he had to say, and for her to defend herself on what people wanted to critique her on. Now, I didn't know now one of them at all. I don't know him. I don't know her. I know of him, but I never followed him like that because there's some things that he say that I just cannot go along with, but that's to each his own. But when I heard everything that she had to say, and a few things she pointed out, she said he's very arrogant, and he's not the right person for the school. Now, their personal relationship what he had, that's their business. I don't really care about that. But one thing I can't stand is pimp preachers and hotel hustlers. Can't stand the both.
Where'd that come from? He calling him a pimp preacher and a hotel hustler off a stripper saying that he's arrogant and not the right a stripper saying that he's arrogant and not the right person for the job. Where did this come from? This seems more personal than it is professional. And this is the type of stuff we gotta be able to break down, because this is crazy how people expose themselves. And it makes me feel like, and with how many people that's doing, with platforms that is doing this, it's like, damn, are y'all really for the people, or do y'all got some kind of pact going behind the scenes that's really against your people? I don't know. The stuff that they saying don't add up. And like I said, if Dr. Umar was saying stuff that didn't add up, I'd be right on here calling that out too. But there's nothing I have heard or seen this man do that doesn't align with what he's saying he's doing. He carries himself exactly how I would expect a man like him to carry himself. He has a good balance between being a corporate black person and a street black person, right? He has a little balance from both worlds, which is why he is able to appeal to so many people in the black community and other communities as well. But keep in mind that the corporate Negro, the corporate black male, was created by the Caucasian system. That don't mean that that's necessarily how you supposed to act or how you should act. They started acting that way to coexist with white people, and white people don't want you around them for real. They want to exploit you and use you. So you've developed this type of way of carrying yourself, trying to hold other people to that same standard when it's not even your standard to begin with. That's the standard your slave master had for you. So when let's keep going.
Of them, because they both say that they're for something noble, but then at the end of the day, once the smoke clears, it's all about money, ego, arrogance, and what they want to do. Now, I've done videos about Creflo Dollar, and many of you have seen some of these videos. But now I have to do this video about Umar Johnson, because how is it that I would talk about Creflo and I won't say nothing about him? Forget that. Because he is the same thing as Creflo Dollar. He's just not on the level of Creflo Dollar. That's the only thing. And I'm pretty sure he wished he was on that level to collecting that sort of money. There's a video that came out of Umar Johnson in his own words. Now, see, let me tell you the difference between me and everybody else. I show before I talk. So let me go ahead and roll the clip of Umar Johnson speaking to people about his school and what he thinks about funds coming in. Then after that, we're going to break down certain pieces of what he said and show you how this is just totally wrong. Let me go ahead and roll the clip.
That's what we're working towards. So far, we raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content, because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense.
Aspen Dental is on a mission to help people smile again. We take care of over 7
Killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying to build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass black people. I'm gonna call it like I say it.
I see nothing wrong with that. I think that will anger a lot of people that are trifling as black people. Like, I mean, that's the truth, man. We spend all this money on making other communities rich. And this man said, hey, send me some money so I can help the black children, help the children of our community. And people are slow with it. I mean, it's not like he's saying, hey, give him your livelihood. Give him something that's gonna make your life uncomfortable afterwards. That donation don't hurt you no more than it would if you were to give it to a homeless person on the street who you know ain't gonna do nothing but spend that money on poison. Whether that homeless person gonna buy drugs or gonna go to the nearest grocery store and buy some damn chips. You know that they ain't gonna spend that money on nothing but poison, yet that don't bother you. And so he has given nobody no reason not to trust what he is saying. So why do you care what he does with the money that he sends you? He's putting in work just on this TV speaking, going to these lectures speaking with these parents of these children that call his phone. And he has, that's how he makes his money, personally. So that right there alone is more than most of these conscious people do for the community throughout their entire lives. And the guy that's speaking on him on this video say he want to retire. Do you see a retirement plan in Dr. Umar Johnson's position? If he really completes this school and gets it up and running, you think he gonna be retiring from that school? No, he gonna be working his entire life But there's nothing wrong with what he just saying. It's the truth. You are trifling if you ain't if you got it to sin, but you don't want to because you think he might be a scammer with no real reason to think so. So focused on materialism, and I don't think he's saying that to insult black people. He's saying that to wake black people up because a lot of us are trifling. We lost in this system and don't even know it for the most part. So I see nothing wrong with that. So to sit up here and say that this man is a scammer for calling shit like it is, no facts, no paperwork. Where's the facts and the paperwork?
I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside. We trifling. I should have been had that $2 million.
And he said he'll stand on it. When he said you can handle it outside, you act this like you want him to act like he's white in this system. Being all fake and humble and shit. Nah, he said what he said and he said he'll stand on it. However you want to take it.
I had that $2 million 30 days after I started the fundraiser on May the 20th. It don't make no sense. But y'all sure call me up when the school's messing with your son. Did you make a donation to my school? Oh, not yet. Bye. Click. That's the new Umar. You want some help with your son? Did I get a donation? No, I want to hear that. Mail the donation, then you call me back, and then I'll help you with your son. But you're not going to use me to fight white folks when you're...
And I understand that. Like I said, he helped me without asking me all those questions. But I can imagine how many people would come and ask him for that help and continue to try to get that help, That's work. That's energy that he's investing. He has a right to get paid for that. Especially on the level that he is doing it. Nobody can sit up. None of these people that's talking about him can say they did anything close to that. Yet alone build a school or buy a school to potentially open. Everything that this man has done within the past 10 years, in my opinion, is deserving of the money that he's getting. So if he did just say, hey, the support is not there, I'm finna take this money and go, I wouldn't even blame him at this point with how many people with voices are trying to go against him. And if he did that, will it really hurt? I mean, the only harm it would do to the community is further instill distrust, which is a big thing. But they don't trust him because of what a lot of the other people are saying. A Creflo Dollar, I don't really know much about that dude. But I know about Dr. Umar because for so long, not only because of the positive things he's been doing, but because of all the hate he's been getting for doing it. Creflo, I mean, he came from a different area, so it can't really compare. During those times, it was much easier for dudes to screw over their own people. It was much easier. But I'm gonna keep going.
So you shouldn't even have to put up with them in the first place. We trying to buy the St. Paul's College in Lawrenceville, Virginia. Still available. I was in communication with the president about 3 days ago. He told me the school's still an option. But now they're trying to sell the school into pieces. Now they're trying to sell the student center. If they sell that student center, I don't even want the rest of the school no more because the student center is the best thing on the campus. Day before yesterday, I was in Port Gibson, Mississippi. The NAACP invited me down there because they have a school for sale, Chamberlain Hunt White Military Academy. Nice school, too. It's not as big as St. Paul's, but it'll work. So I'm just hoping y'all help me raise this $2 million before somebody buy them schools. That's what I'm hoping. Okay? So if you need the information to mail in a check or donation, if you brought a check or money or to make it payable to FDMG Academy, make sure your name, address, and phone number is on your donation. I really don't want cash. I prefer to have a paper trail with your donation. But if you got to make it cash, you need to put it in a piece of paper, wrap it up.
Everything with a paper trail. So everything is traceable. No con artists are really doing that like that. They're not really putting that out there like that. And if they are, it's because they're in a position where they don't care about the backlash. So most are not just going to be reckless against the people like that. I mean, everything he is saying is in alignment with what he's doing. And I can understand the struggle and the concern and the feeling that he needs to push the people to do better so that he can get this done. He's telling you what he's going through. He's searching for these schools. He needs this to get this. He needs that to get that. And when it comes to the Caucasian culture, they contribute hundreds of thousands of dollars to their people just to defend their racism, to defend their pedophilia, to defend all types of criminal activity. They back each other up for murders and all that type of stuff. And y'all are going in so hard on this dude over him calling it out for what it is. Where's the facts? Where are the proofs? It seems like you got a group of people that know he's the real deal and just hate him because of it. And then you got a group of followers that have probably been scammed before or screwed over and are holding. And because they have not developed spiritually enough or grown personally enough to really determine who's trustworthy and who's not, they reflect that energy towards everybody that's being questioned. So
Not give me raw cash, put in a piece of paper with your name, your phone number, your email address on it. Why? Because when we finally open up that school, everybody who helped me, whether they gave me $1 or $1 million, I want to make sure they get properly honored. We're going to have an honorary ceremony for the people who cared enough to help me build that school. I need everybody in here to come up with a dollar amount that you can afford to mail every month, and you mail it. I don't care if it's $10, $20, $50. You come up with what you can afford and you send me that. I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for black folk talking about I've donated, like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. We got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more and some more until we hit the goal, brothers and sisters. That's the way we're going to have to do this. We also going to teach our children African spirituality. African spirituality. It's not a religious school. We're not into that. I don't want the kids coming back home to you.
Well, just to go, nothing wrong with him asking for more, man. I mean, yeah, I mean, people should be able to do it. This is for the kids. Nothing wrong with that. He's telling you he really needs to get this flowing because he got big plans.
You part of the problem. You got Willie Lynch all in your system. White Jesus on the wall, teaching your kids to be multicultural, daughter looking like Beyonce, a head full of blonde ass weed. What the hell I want her coming back home to you for? She stay with me and the boys stay with me in the dorms. If any of you want to work at the school, send me your resume. We've already received over 600, but that's not enough because we need schools everywhere. We need to have a Pan-African school district everywhere black folks are. We need a FDMG, ADAG. So send me your resume. You can email your resumes to fdmgresumes@gmail.com. And you don't have to be a school teacher to work. We need security guards, we need nurses, we need counselors, we need house parents that live with the children. We need bus drivers, we need maintenance, we need engineers, we need painters, we need barber and hairstylists, natural hairstylists. I don't need no perm juice. It ain't gonna be none of that. Okay? So if you want to work at the school, send me your resume. Don't wait till the last minute.
If you're still buying generic Viagra from Walgreens and CVS, you have to stop right now.
Send me your resume. Don't wait till the last minute.
Okay, so you watched the clip. Some of you may caught on some things that what was said, but we're going to go ahead and focus on some things. Now, I feel having schools to teach our kids the right history, accurate history, African history, and all other subjects that they're not learning in public schools here in America is a great thing. And I feel that is the right plan, but this is the wrong man to do it. Because there are people within our community who are highly committed to doing schools, who are very educated, who speak like they have an education. They don't use the language of the uneducated, profane language. But on the first clip, what we're going to examine is
that right there was all in a personal attack on how this man carried himself. All based on Caucasian standards for black people. Trying to put them in the same box they put themselves in. He can't speak like this because we don't speak like this. He's not like y'all. He's more connected with his community than y'all. Y'all have separated yourselves. You put yourselves over here with your fancy ties and suits and stuff like that to fit in with the white folks, and you have claimed that as your own, and how your own standard for your own people type thing. We supposed to be in the fields, growing our own food, building our own homes, educating our own children. See, it don't take a college in this Caucasian system to create intelligent black people. We have intelligent black people without the schools. That's not what college is about. College is about controlling intelligent black people. That's what it's about. College is about making money off of intelligent black people. They're telling you, in order for you to operate in their system, you need to get our stamp of approval, which comes in the form of that degree. That's all that's about. You could be an intelligent black man working on a farm, come up with some of the best inventions to help the world. The suit and the ties and the way you talk and all that stuff has nothing to do with it. We have a right to be different. Now, I will say how you carry yourself in terms of anger, negativity, and stuff like that is another thing. Definitely shouldn't be out here cursing calling people out of their names, moving without integrity, period. And I'm not seeing that from Dr. Umar in anything. You're attacking the way this man speaks, but what he's saying is true. Like, I don't.
Part where he was talking about the school, and even with the quote we put up where he said trifling, you know what, black people. So I'm going to play that real quick.
He raised $250,000. I'm gracious, but I'm not content, because I know y'all got a lot more to give me than some $250,000. When Darren Wilson killed Michael Brown, white folks gave him $300,000 in 3 weeks for his defense. And Dr. Umar Johnson is trying.
Now keep in mind, he bleeped out. He didn't want to say ass, right? Under the context that Dr. Umar Johnson said trifling ass, he's grown. And words are an expression. When used appropriately, in that situation, that was used appropriately. Now, if a child were to come out and say that, that's inappropriately, because a child has no business being that deep into emotional attachments like that on grown folks' matters. A child should stay in a child's place. Children should not be cursing like that. But he's grown, and he's talking to grown people. He's not lying when he said what he said. And the only people offended by it are the ones that the shoe fits. It just is what it is. And I'm not saying that the shoe fits you just because you didn't donate. And I don't think that that's exactly what he's saying. Because he don't know y'all personally. He don't know y'all individual situations. $25 for a whole year may have been all you could do. Maybe you was pushing it just to do that. I'm pretty sure if he understood that that's all you could do, he wouldn't have nothing to say about it. But because y'all want to take things on a personal level, as if he knows y'all personally, or maybe some of the people with the platforms are taking it personal because they believe he's personally directing some of the stuff he say to them. Maybe they deserve what he said. But from what I'm hearing, there's no lies. There's no lack of integrity in what he's saying. But when you come on here saying that there are lies and lack of integrity without proof, it's like, now I'm seeing a lot of lies and lack of integrity from y'all.
Build a state-of-the-art school for black boys that y'all all know I need. And after 6 months, I only got $250,000. Trifling ass black people. I'm gonna call it like I say it. And I don't care if you get offended. We can handle that outside.
Now, I want you to focus on some things he said. He said the school that I need. Wait a minute, Umar. Is it supposed to be for you, or is it supposed to be for those kids? That's what I'm just trying to understand with you, because you kept saying I, like it's your stuff. It's a personal accomplishment for you. And you said that after 6 months, after you only got $250,000, and there are trifling black people. And if you are offended by this, we can go outside. So wait a minute. So you're supposed to be teaching children or having a school for our children, Umar Johnson, and then you're telling people if they disagree.
All this stuff is just saying like they're just trying to pick apart to create an argument out of nothing. But I'm going to try to let this play as long as I go. But honestly, I'm about done speaking on this. I done seen enough to know that this seems more personal than professional.
agree with you and what you just said by calling black people. You said black people, the whole group. They didn't give you no money. Black people are trifling because they didn't give you $2 million in a month? Are you crazy, Umar Johnson? If you done lost your last mind, who the hell are you for somebody just to give $2 million to? Why don't you sit up there and try to get some investors or somebody else? Well, maybe you'd had an investor if you wasn't fooling with strippers.
3 tips to balance your hormones. In a female, coconut oil, teaspoon a day. I like to add it.
Investor, if you wasn't fooling with strippers, that's your problem, right? So you got on Facebook talking about I lost $1 million donation because of this chick. You lost $1 million donation because you wasn't smart and you fooling with chicks you shouldn't be fooling with, saying you want to open up a school. Like I said before, right plan, wrong man. So how you gonna come up here just having this arrogant attitude about money? They gave you $250,000, dude, and you still having an attitude about that? You could start some sort of school with $250,000. You see what you want to do is you want this grand school, this grand college-looking school, and you never opened up one before. Start off small, open one small, then as it grow, people will say, "Hey, look, he bought." It's so many schools in the black community that's been shut down. Why don't you buy some of those schools? They have been shut down 50 schools in Chicago. Buy one of those schools. Show people, hey, we actually bought this school and we gonna renovate it, but it's gonna cost X amount of dollars. So help me out do it. And people see. Okay, he bought a school.
Yes, Dr. Umar could start small, but I mean, he's a Leo, man. He got that confidence in his he believe he can do better. How you gonna fault the man for that? You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna fault the man for that? He believes he can do better. Let the man do what he believes he can do. How you gonna try to tell that man how to go about doing what the movement he started? Like, none of y'all was thinking about this stuff before he came on the scene. He came up with a plan and he's trying to execute it. Like I said, I may disagree. I would say start small, yeah. Because that's how I would do it. But again, when you have a guy with this much ego, this much talent, why would you expect him it not to reflect in what he's trying to do? I couldn't generate the support like this man has. None of us could. No other black man in the community can generate the support like he did. And so you can imagine when you have that confidence and you know you can generate this, why would you not set the bar higher? He's literally trying to operate within the matrix and extract people out of it while in the matrix. That is a powerful move. Neo wasn't even doing that. Neo didn't go in there and just snatch people out of the damn matrix. Neo went in there and tried to destroy the agents and stuff like that, but it didn't destroy the matrix. Not even Neo could have did that. So what this man is trying to do is a very bold and powerful move, right? But I mean, I don't see it being out of alignment with what he was meant to do with his life. He's living his purpose. I never heard Umar talk about anything about retiring. I've never seen him show any sign of fatigue. Well, I've seen fatigue shown, but I've never seen any sign of him quitting or giving up on the people. Like, let's say this school idea doesn't go through. I believe that if he still got the support of the people, he might try something different. I don't know. I don't think he would just completely disappear out of the scene afterwards. Because I believe he really believed in helping the children. And if helping the children behind the scenes is what he would have to go to after if he failed to get the school going, then it is what it is, man. But we gotta do better as a community, because at the end of the day, if it ain't your money going into his pocket, I mean, there are plenty other scammers out there. The whole system is a scam. If you gonna sit up there and tell people not to give their money to something, tell them to stop giving their money to this system. Tell them to create their own system, their own communities, reclaim their independence. I don't understand why y'all targeting one black man, calling him a scammer, despite all the millions of other real life scammers out there that you know are scam. I got stuff calling my phone trying to sell stuff and all this type of stuff. You got legalized scammers out here y'all ain't saying nothing about. These people collecting your information, selling it. Nobody should be calling my phone if I ain't give them my number. Nobody should be sending me emails if I ain't give them my email. I don't care what you trying to sell, nobody should be selling my information to nobody. Y'all ain't fighting that fight. All these real life scammers out here, and y'all going after the one you have no proof to back up what you saying.
He doing this and doing that, but I stated before, as we continue, right plan, wrong man. So in the next clip, I want you to hear something else this man is saying. It's just totally not a person that I would say you should follow, because they are going to lead our kids in the right way. Let's go ahead and roll the next clip.
Everybody in here to come up with a dollar amount that you can afford to mail every month, and you mail it. I don't care if it's $10, $20, $50. You come up with what you can afford and you send me that. I'm getting sick and tired of getting texts on my cell phone for black folk talking about I've donated, like they done. You gave me $25 damn and you think you free now. We got to raise $2 million. Your ass ain't done. I better get some more and some more and some more and some more until we hit the goal, brothers and sisters. That's the way we're going to have to do this.
So he's not even grateful for the donations he received. He said that you better give him more and more money. This is what he had to say. You're not done yet. And this is a guy, once again, who people have given $250,000 to open.
All right, this is the end of it. Basically, what it seems to me is we have our group of black people on their high horse that just want to focus on each other and abandon the rest of their community and label them as unsavable, just like the power structure has been telling them. And that within itself is harmful to the community. You're going to allow your enemy to divide and conquer you. In this day and age where we know that is a thing, that they're doing. They're dividing and conquering. I don't care how far gone you may think somebody is. If they have the will to save themselves, there should be support for that. There should be a system in place to support that. The people in our community are not going to get that from another community. And they're not getting that from their own community because the people in positions to provide that for them have this type of mindset. They want to abandon majority of their people, label them as damaged and unsavable. When history has shown us in so many different ways that that is not true. You got people that have, whose entire life should have been a sign that they would grow up to be nothing good for the community, yet managed to turn their life around and be something positive for the. Nobody is unsavable. And it's pretty easy to recognize the ones that can't be saved. If they're not seeking to be helped, you know that you don't have to help them. But surrounded by all these people that don't want to be helped, there's always a few in there that want to be helped. And there should be a way for them. So to completely abandon your people based on the image that's been put out there on them, and just because another community tells you to. That's crazy. And one thing about Dr. Umar, he kind of leans on that a little bit, but overall he speaks for all people. He stands for all people. And I can imagine the people that he is surrounded by are kind of caught up in that mindset a little bit as well, in terms of abandoning majority of their people. So I can understand the people that's in his ear are probably saying, hey, they can't be helped, and this, that, and the third. We should not be abandoning anybody. We should be setting up systems to be able to help those in need that want that help. We have to create our own system. We have to create our own community, our own independence. This is stuff we need to be doing for ourselves. So anybody sitting up here talking about, I want to retire from helping my community, is a red flag, in my opinion.